Hello, it's Nelly over here. In today's video, I will be covering intent-based search engine or search optimization. So what does intent-based search optimization actually mean? Well, first of all, here at Art Division, we are very hot on creation of marketing campaigns based on a specific persona. So it's a persona-based marketing. What this means is that when you put a campaign together, you need to be very clear who you're trying to attract. And by who, I don't mean just any type of business out there or any type of customer, for example, such as any type of landlord or any type of vendor. You really need to be very specific of the type of landlord. Are they accidental landlords? Are they landlords with small portfolios? Are they self-managing landlords, landlords with larger portfolios? You need to be very specific. Now, if you know the actual persona profile, then what intent-based search engine optimization means is that we need to dive a little bit deeper into the intent behind the search this particular persona will do and the context behind the search. So there are 6 elements of intent-based search optimization. Number 1 is intent, 2 context, 3 is asset, number 4 is channel, 5 optimization, and number 6 is ascension. What does this actually mean? So the first one is what is the prospect searching for? So are they searching for, I'll actually dive into a little bit more detail in a second, but you need to define exactly what are they searching for, because just me searching for estate agents doesn't define the intent behind why I'm searching for estate agents. And if you understand the intent, then you will be able to create assets further down the line that are answering this intent. So the second one is why are they searching for it? This is the context. The third one is what assets will satisfy this search. So for example, if I'm searching for estate agents in Fulham, why am I searching for it? Well, because I want to put my house on the market for sale, and the asset that you can produce is perhaps a landing page which is fully optimized for this search term in your location. So where should the asset live is number 4. So that could be, for example, your website, but assets can also live on other sites, for example, social media sites. An asset such as a video can live on YouTube or on LinkedIn or on Facebook. You can also create content which you publish on other websites. So you can put an article on another website which attracts your ideal clients. Number 5 is how will the prospect find the asset? So if you have a blog on your website, is this blog properly optimized so people searching for certain keywords can actually find this asset? And number 6 is what is the next step in the customer journey? So once they find that asset, what is the next logical step so they can potentially progress into a conversation with you or purchase? So in this video, I'm going to focus on the first 3 steps. So what is the prospect searching for? So the intent, why are they searching for, the context, and what assets will satisfy the search. And let's assume that in this instance, we have chosen to create a blog article, which we will use as the asset to serve the intent and context. So let me give you an example. So the way we decide what is the intent and the context is by simply answering the following. So under I want to, write what you believe the intent is, and then under the second column, write because. So let's just have one example here. I want to find a new tenant fast. So let's assume that you're after landlords and you have defined that you want a particular type of landlord, and this landlord at the moment is in need of finding a tenant fast. So that's what they want to do. Why? Well, because, and there are different contexts here. So one can be my current tenant gave me notice. The second one can be I'm completing on my buy-to-let purchase and need to cover my mortgage. Another one can be I'm moving abroad and I need to cover my residential mortgage during this time. So this is a completely different type of landlord. This is a accidental landlord. And then a fourth example is my tenant has moved out. So with the same intent, I want a new tenant fast, you have 4 different contexts as to why this landlord is looking for a tenant. Now what this does is it helps you understand what kind of content and assets you can create in order to satisfy this intent in a particular context. So for landlords who are looking to find a new tenant fast, because their current tenant has just given them notice, gives you an idea of the type of blog article you can put together. So now let's have a look at how do you find the type of keywords or the type of articles you should be putting together for this particular intent and context. Well, one of the things that you can very simply do is just go to Google, and let's just go here and say tenant gave me notice. So if I just copy that and then simply enter it here and click enter. So first of all, you could have a look at what type of articles are already written on that subject, tenant gave me notice. So here you can see a forum. Forums are actually great places for ideas because you can see exactly what others are asking, and you know, the kind of questions and answers people are actually giving, and that will give you ideas again of the type of articles you can put together for this particular persona with this particular intent and context. Another thing you can do is if you actually click at the end of the search, Google itself gives you a variety of different options here of what people are searching for, which include tenant gave me notice. So here you can see, can a tenant stay after giving notice, notice to quit tenancy, tenant not paying rent and won't leave, can a tenant change their mind after giving notice, what to do when a tenant gives a notice. Now that's a very good one. So let's have a look at this. So if you click on that, what to do when a tenant gives notice is actually answering the intent of a landlord who is in a position where a tenant just gave them notice. So they are probably wondering what they should do. So let's have a look at what comes from the search results. So here are some questions. What happens when a tenant gives notice? How do I give my tenant notice to leave? How much notice? So you can go through and you can read at some of those articles which give you ideas, and then you can put your own article together, optimizing it for the main keyword that you just put in here. So what to do when a tenant gives notice could easily be the title of your new blog article, or you could add a few things around it based on other things that you've researched. Within this article you can cover several headings. So if that's your main article, what to do when a tenant gives notice, you can have a look at what other articles are covering and come up with your own subheadings. So what to do at the end of tenancy can be a subheading. How much notice does a private tenant have to give could be another subheading as well. So yeah, once you have done that, that creates a blog article which you can then put onto the website. It's optimized for search terms that you clearly have seen here. Others have optimized for, and also people are searching because this is what Google is suggesting. So again, if you go further down at the bottom of Google, you'll see some more suggestions from Google as to what other search terms people are looking for based on the original search term we put together. Tenancy notice letter template. So again, you know, this one, you might within the article, if you want, put a link to a template which landlords can download, and that could be their progression. You could also ask for a name and email address from that landlord in order to progress them to the next step by giving them a free letter template. So there's tons of ideas just purely by doing some Google research. And if you think about the intent and the context, so I want to and then because, that gives you a clear understanding as to what topics you should cover. So I hope that's been useful, and I'll come back tomorrow with another video. Bye bye.